This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
And thank you for joining us here as we are at Veterans Memorial Coliseum for a 3A girls semifinal match. And the GANADO Hornets, as we are going to kick this off with a Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has every to get back in the game. Huge loss for Rennell West, who's averaging more than Miami, and the news was not good, Randall, so they're going to have to play without a member of their front line. How do you anticipate Snowflake trying to adjust?
You know, losing Wes is going to be tough for the Lobos, but I think they can overcome it because Stewart is still part of the team, and she's pretty solid on those three-point shots. So if she can get hot on those three-point shots, I think they can take this away.
You're talking about Kennedy Stewart, who's averaging 7.5 points, and as we shift gears, that being the Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get to the game. Get back in the game, I beg your pardon. We'll go look at the Ace Hardware keys to the game, as Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, and then out of the week. Call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overgarden, Sholo. Talking to Coach Brogan before the ball game, he says the bigger key, especially without having a bigger advantage underneath the basket, is handling GANADO's press. Feels as if they're able to handle the pressure defense that the Hornets are going to be throwing at them. That's going to set up still an opportunity to try to use a mismatch on the inside. It's just not going to have the same advantage on the interior, but you again highlight Stewart. They're going to have to hang on to the basketball.
They're going to have to, correct. And I've called these girls and I've watched them play, and let me tell you, Snowflake is very, very solid. However, I do not want to take anything away from the GANADO girls because they are just as solid. They have got an excellent team, and this is going to be an excellent matchup.
Those are the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware is a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. As the winner of this is going to get the winner of Pine Top Chinle, which is going to be happening afterwards. But we're going to tip this one off after this. It's Sholo
going to be Payson.
Oh, Payson, I beg your pardon. Who did I say?
Pine Top.
That's not even a thing. One of us needs to get to bed. Payson and Chinle. That's happening after this. But this is still Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, But I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Snowflake about to take on GANADO 3A semifinals. Snowflake wound up here after dropping a ball game to Sholo in the Copper quarterfinals. Lost that one 53-45. Prior to that, beat Monument Valley after being sent back to the 3A conference tournament. Had to take on Monument Valley. Beat them 59-51 in the quarters to get to this point. GANADO, straight way through the 3A conference tournament, beat up on Winslow 6. And then perhaps a bit of a surprise, all over. What is Snowflake going to need to do defensively to try to make sure that doesn't happen?
With that kind of point spread, they're going to have to stop the outside shooting. GANADO is known for 3 points. They're going to have to be able to control that outside shot.
Underneath, how do you anticipate GANADO trying to combat Denhalter? Almost 12 and a half points, more than 7 rebounds. She's very good once she gets the ball into the post.
I'm sorry, say that again.
How do you expect these smaller Hornets to try to take on Denhalter underneath?
I would expect them to do maybe a double teamer. It's going to be tough. They're smaller. They're not quite the height that they're going to need, but they've got their hands full. That's for dang sure.
Snowflake just had it starting 5 red. Lobos getting ready to take the floor wearing white. Got blue going down either side. GANADO's wearing something of a scarlet. Got a little bit of a powder blue on the numbers with some white letters. Both teams looking sharp. GANADO's warm-up shirts look like you could sell them at the merch shop, I'm telling you. As it's going to be Kupfer who's going to jump it up and control that one quickly, already into the front court, and a pass looking to try to get it to the right block and hit, but instead it's going to sail. Denhalter was there trying to deliver. Lobos looking to strike fast and first. Instead, 4 seconds in, Snowflake guilty of its first turnover, but on the dead ball, the Lobos will advance all the way into the back court and start trying to disrupt the Hornets, who are going to use Smith to get it into the front court's right side and eventually hand off and give way. Jason McIntosh averaging 17 and a half points on the season. GANADO Hornets a couple of points off of a turnover, and Snowflake now looking to recover. As Denhalter at the far sideline.
They're going to have to control those, Derek. They're going to have to control those turnovers, because the Hornets will capitalize on that.
So already having made good on 1 turnover, now getting it again into the front court's right side with Jason McIntosh. Gets it right back as she circles out between the rings. Uses a Gianna White screen to get into a 3-point shot that's up and good. A Comfort Fit Dentures 3 for the leading scorer for the Hornets. 1 minute in, 5-0, 5 points off Snowflake turnovers. Nicole Hibb starts the attack as it's off to the far corner. Denhalter gets it right back, attacks along the baseline's left side, tries to kick it through, but deflected, though. Is going to have the inertia to get back to Stewart. Penetrate and kick back out. Hibbs is going to go into a mid-range jumper that's off the back rim, tipped around and eventually claimed by the Hornets and Faith James. 5-0. Snowflake gets a couple of looks at the basket this time, but still no points to show for it. The Hornets have the ball in the lead. Start the attack coming to the near sideline as we're facing the scorer's table. GANADO Have this one sent between the circles, but Hips is able to reach over the top and dislodge. Now control the dribble as she goes up the center of the floor, off to the left block. Cupper puts it up too short. Hips ties up the rebounding effort. Possession arrow is going to give it back to the Hornets. The Lobos 0 for 3, 2 turnovers. 2 minutes in, they're trailing 5-0. Again on the dead ball, going to extend the pressure into the back court. Taylor Hancock right now on the end line as it's again inbounded to Shantea Smith. Start angling from the left to the right, get over the stripe where she's met by Kupfer. Quick handoff, Faith James turns the corner, come to the left, stop back. Now angle 3 is an air ball, but rebounded underneath momentarily by the Hornets. Thrown away though, Hips there with the turnover and takeaway. She hesitates to get now to the right side. Pop it up from the elbows, good. 5-2, the Lobos now on the board. Again, trying to extend the pressure. A little bit of a low pass, but eventually handled. Get it right back to the inbounding Smith. And now to the ever-dangerous McIntosh. She's already struck from deep. Hesitates now as she gets into the interior. Now back outside where an extra pass sends it to the corner. A 3 is on the way. Jayana White knocks down the Comfort Fit Denture 3. And the Hornets are up 8-2 here in the very early going. 5:17 to play. 2-3 zone starting to reverse left to right. Now a third comes up top. Quick reversal over to Denhalter. She's going to try to answer from the corner. She's got it down. A Comfort Fit Denture 3 from Denhalter makes it now a 3-point game. They're exchanging haymakers here in the first 3 minutes. There's a hesitation from James to get to the right block. Nicely interiorly defended and eventually rebounded from Hips. So she's going to throw it up front. Kupfer's got a player on the left and said she's calling her own number to the rack. Puts it up a little bit too strong, but it's rebounded by Hancock. Snowflake now with Denhalter. She gets toward the foul line, and a traveling violation is called. As we saw in the Joe City game, the referees really letting the teams go after each other, and that's what's happening here in the first paragraph here in the first quarter. You could have forgiven them for calling a foul on the Hornets, but I say let them go.
Let the kids determine the game. Let's not get the officials involved in this, unless they absolutely have to. But so far, these officials are doing a great job.
Crossing over and then handed off. James crosses back over to the left, gets to the foul line, tries to drop this one off to a rolling White. Instead, it's deflected out of bounds. Again, the interior defense for the Lobos. They're ready, rotating, and helping. 21 seconds on the shot clock. As giving it a slap on the inside, Smith, kick it out, McIntosh catch and shoot a 3. It's not good, but an offensive rebound for Walker. Hand it right back to James. She thought she had a player. Instead, there was nobody home but Stewart, and she's already up front, now cutting back to the left of the lane, all the way to the rim. She put it up from about 5 out. It's not good, but Denhalter tripped up as she pursued and had the offensive rebound. This will be the first team foul on either side, and it's going to go against Faith James, who's averaging 20, 2.7 assists. They got some big scorers with Jason McIntosh, who's just under 18, and Faith James just under 20. Put 35 back out there for the Lobos. On the inbound, Hancock thought about going on the attack and said Denhalter. Whoa, loses the dribble. Fans all thought she was carrying that one. They might have a case. As instead, she gets it right back. Trying to make the zone rotate, now penetrate over the top of it, loses it on the way in, kick it back on the outside where Hips is going to go up and underneath. No good on her effort. Westover with the offensive rebound off the back rim to score.
Well, let's just touch base on that, how the crowd thought that was a carry, but the ball didn't go above her head, so she never really lost control.
Nice behind the back dribbling there from James as she goes on the attack, but has it stripped away from behind by Hips.
Number 10, Cheyenne Tedesco.
3:38 now left and the dead ball. 25 seconds for Ganado to shoot. Having a hard time finding anybody to get it inbounded to. Smith eventually gets it back with her heels on the three-point line. Shoots up an air ball. Hips clears the rebound. Here come the Lobos looking for their first lead. Got off to a slow start with some turnovers, but now a corner 3 is on the way. Put it up short. Nice box out there from Shantea Smith. Completes the defensive possession with an 8-7 lead, 3:19 to go in the initial. Big screen in the backcourt, gets McIntosh up front. She's going to try to walk into another one. Jason McIntosh with her second Comfort Fit Dentures 3, and the lead back up to 4 for the Hornets. Here comes Hips now angling to the right of the lane, bouncing to the corner. Stewart gets it right back. Fake a pass, now skip it to the left angle to the corner. Denhalter gets along the baseline, put up the short jumper, but it's an air ball. Rebounds cleared by Denetso and the Hornets, who have the basketball, an 11-7 lead, 2:45 to go in the first. McIntosh gets it over the stripe, throws it into the high post, controlled there by Walker. She tries to turn the corner, kick it back out, and get it on the entry. Instead, it's knocked out of bounds. 2:34 to go, 20 seconds for GANADO to shoot as Snowflake brings Josie Clare.
Number 2, Josie Clare.
And I believe J.C. Ballard
And 11, J.C. Ballard.
is coming in to get their first action. Again, having to settle for inbounding that one outside the three-point line. Smith gets it back in the corner. McIntosh shovels it back out, then come to the left side where Walker's going to put it on the deck, kick it back out. Three is on the way from White, but it's again over the rim and rebounded out of bounds to Snowflake. 11-7. GANADO has struck 3 times from downtown, Snowflake but once. And there's the difference as each side has 3 makes from the field. Now going on the attack. Claire tries to go through the lane. Fortunate to get that one to Westover, who's got to dribble back out to reset. Hand it off in the corner to Hancock. She's kind of in no man's land, but again somehow shovels it inside and then eventually has it stripped away. Third turnover here in the first quarter for the Lobos as McIntosh is coming to the front court's left side. Stop at the sideline before she is going to hesitate and then turn the corner to the left around 2 defenders. Kick it out to the corner where 3 is on the way from Denetso. Got the side of the backboard. Minute 45 left, 11-7. Snowflake trailing with the ball as again coming up and then reversing it to the far corner before getting it right back. Ballard enters it inside. Westover takes one bounce, then kick it out. 3 is on the way. Stewart's got it up and down. A Comfort Fit Dentures 3 makes it again a 1-point game. Snowflake on the wrong end though, and on the defensive side with 1 minute and 20 seconds to play here in the first. GANADO been making it rain to get its points for the most part, as White again stopped before she can get to the arc. Handed off still on the outside. Denetso picks up the dribble on the sideline. Still having a hard time approaching it as now the Lobos just getting a little too fleshy, and a foul is going to be called on Claire. Looked as if Gianna White might have had the step around Claire, so you can understand why she panicked a little bit, but the Lobos interior has been helping out so expertly. You know, with much of the second unit, they might not have been able to get there.
Correct, and one of the things that I've been noticing is that Snowflake they haven't settled into their game yet. You know, they just haven't settled down. They're throwing some shots up that are kind of really way off course, but they're just not playing the game that they're used to playing.
Claire there after the entry from Denhalter is able to get it up and good, and the Lobos have their first lead after on the other end McIntosh missed one right at the rim. So Snowflake, which started so coolly, now 34 seconds and about 8 seconds separating the shot and game clock, has a lead, and now another air ball on a three-pointer with Claire clearing it out. The shot clock's off, and the Lobos can hold for the last shot, but instead they're already on the attack and turning it over for the 4th time. Trying to get Denhalter through the paint, and now GANADO who's rolling the dice, and McIntosh puts that one up the glass to score. 8 points in the first for McIntosh. Back in front goes GANADO, 13-12. Lobos whip a pass nearly out of bounds, but controlled by Ballard. Back up top now Hips as she's going to step into a 3-point shot that's off the front iron. Falls to the floor. And the Lobos will have the basketball to start the second, but are trailing 13-12 after an eventful first period. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Tipping off the second quarter. When it's time to tip off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You pay the lowest tuition in the state, and they now offer bachelor degree programs in education and business. It's nearly thrown out of bounds. Snowflake started the first quarter with consecutive turnovers. Stewart had to elevate to try to save that one. Now on the attack, a shot's rejected on the interior. It was Denhalter who got smoked, but she's able to get the rebound back outside, and Hibbs is able to hit the Comfort Fit Dentures 3. Back in front go the Lobos, but now it's tied up as James is already at the rim and scoring it. Faith James makes it 15-all with 7:25 to go. Scoring in the first quarter was McIntosh, and the Snowflake turnovers is Denhalter again trying to attack along the end line. Instead, reverse it. Eventually finds its way to Hibbs before she sends it back to the far side, and again on the run. Denhalter can't get that one, but an offensive rebound is put back up and good, this time Hancock. 1 minute into the second, the Lobos back in front. James is again on the attack. Tries to split three defenders, and they're going to get one of the Lobos guilty of a foul. It will be Claire, and that's her second.
Number 2, Josie Claire. Her second first team foul.
That will send James to the free throw line. First time either side has been to the charity stripe, and it comes after 1 minute and 1 eventful second in the second quarter, where both of these sides seem to have they've felt out the defense enough, and now they're just on the attack. As GANADO goes to its bench, checking in for the first time, Alessia Sosi. Claire, who just picked up foul number 2, is replaced by Kupfer as both free throws go up and good from James. Tie it again at 17, 6:55 to go in the half. Lobos working it around the perimeter with some urgency. GANADO fans thought that there might have been a traveling violations, but it's quickly reversed back to Denhalter, who's going to try another corner three that's not good. Stewart with the offensive rebound off the glass to score. 5 in the first half for Stewart. Lobos back up 2. GANADO has had an answer over the first minute and a half as it's taken away instead in the backcourt by Hancock, trying to beat 2 players up the floor. Say that she was fouled on the floor. First whistle against the Hornets. And will go against whom? 23. It's going to be Gianna White picking up her first. And a timeout will be taken by the GANADO bench, trailing 19-17, 6:29 to go in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
We have President's Day pricing all month long here at Horn Auto Center. And great deals like this Chevy Silverado with up to $10,850 off and 2.4% APR. Or this Chevy Colorado. All 2024 Colorados have up to $5,100 off and 1.9% APR on approved credit. So come on down to Horn Auto Center, the Chevy GMC Cadillac store that saves you more.
Broadcast is brought to you by Ace Hardware and Pinetop Overgarden Sholo, the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store, Northland Pioneer College, Horn Auto Center, Summit Regional Medical Center, Comfort Fit Dentures, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. As there, it's quickly inbounded to Kupfer, who's able to catch it right at the rim and put it up and good. Out of the timeout, a little bit of a defensive breakdown for the Hornets, who are now down 4. This is Snowflake's largest advantage as Smith hesitates to get over the stripe. Now is pounding the rock, trying to go side to side. Kupfer nearly with a steal. Save it back out to James, who's going to turn the corner again, trying to get down the right lane line. Nothing there. She picks up the dribble, nearly sends a pass cross court and out of bounds, but it's gathered in by White. Now trying to go back to the far side, and this time Kupfer's got the steal. She's got nothing but acreage as she puts it up and good. 6-point Snowflake advantage. It was a 5-0 start off of 2 turnovers for GANADO, but the Lobos offense has settled. Coming to the near side, McIntosh crosses back to the right, gets down the lane line, through the paint, nice dish, but no bunny. Couldn't get the finish there with Sosi. Lobos got the rebound. Kupfer already up front where she goes to Hancock at the 3-point line. Step toward, elevate, put it off the back rim. Rebound's had by Denhalter. Trying to back down, baseline left, kick it back out to reset with Stewart. On the attack with the left hand, wanted to go to the corner, and Denhalter instead forced to retreat. Puts it down with the right, kick it out. 3 is on the way from Hibbs. She's got it down. A Comfort Fit Dentures 3, and Snowflake really starting to get some separation. Second 3 ball from Hibbs here in the second quarter. 26-17. Lobos with the advantage as McIntosh uses a screen from James, goes back to her. She gets on the run, but it's blocked by Kupfer. Rebound had by James, kick it back out. McIntosh trying to reset, now post up as she's backing down Hancock. Settle for a turnaround fall-away jumper that's not good. Smith's there with the offensive rebound, and eventually her putback is out of bounds to the Lobos. Checking in over from the Ganado side, Raquel Nez. And Shaylee Walker back out there. Ganado, which put up 13 points in the first quarter and had a 1-point lead, has now been badly outgunned here in the second as there's a skip pass to Denhalter. Rather than settling for the three, she's got it on the deck, puts it up from the paint, no good, but there's Kupfer with an offensive rebound. Third effort from Denhalter's not good, but she's going to the foul line.
And this is exactly what's happening is Snowflake has now started to get comfortable. They're now starting to get a little bit more in line with each other. Derek, Snowflake's a different team when they come out in the second quarter.
Denhalter at the free throw line. I believe this is the first time for the Lobos. It is. As she cannot convert the first. Back in for Snowflake, Haley Westover. Kupfer just gave the Lobos some excellent minutes as she steps out. Has a couple of buckets, one of them out of a timeout, a steal, and a big rebound as Denhalter makes the second. 4:25 to go, and it's a double-digit advantage for the first time. Snowflake watching as McIntosh brings it over the time stripe, crosses over to the left, hedged there by Denhalter. Back in front goes Hips. She crosses back over, gets this to a cutting James. She puts it off the glass to score. Faith James has 6 second quarter points already up front. Hips gets inside the arc all the way to the baseline. She puts up a tough runner that's out of bounds off of one of the rebounding Hornets. It's Sosi who couldn't put a fork in it. Put 35 back on the clock for the Lobos. 4:02 to play in the half. Is checking back in Jayana White. Hips, baseline left, comes to the near side to a wide open Stewart. Three ball is over the rim. Offensive rebound for Ballard. She's able to get this to Denhalter. She's got the strength to get it up, but it's over the rim. Another offensive rebound. This one's Westover who couldn't get the finish. And now after 3 looks at the bucket, right at point blank. And I'm including that Stewart 3 because she was all alone on this right side of the floor. Lobos wind up trying to get a 4th look and commit a foul. So that'll be number 2 on Snowflake. Comes with 3:49 to go. Right now the Hornets, or their fans, exhorting Nez to go on the attack, and you can understand why she was hesitant as it rolls free and eventually a steal combined with Stewart and Denhalter. Rare turnover here for Ganado. They only had 3 in the first quarter. Now Denhalter starting the attack. As she goes toward the top of the zone, it's deflected, but able to make it out to Stewart. Jabs to the left, eventually goes that way, and now to the corner, Denhalter. A couple of bounces with the right hand, try to go back up top, but it's intercepted, stolen away by James. Here come the Hornets. McIntosh already up front, fanning out. Now step back, try a 3, rattles out. Denhalter there with the box out to save the possession after the turnover. Gutsy move there in transition. As down goes one of the Hornets, that's Walker. A little bit of an advantage here for Snowflake. On the run, can't hit that one with Ballard. Gets her own miss off the side of the backboard. James tips the rebound, controlled now by McIntosh. Ganado trailing 27-19 with the basketball. Under 3 minutes to go as McIntosh 2 hezzies before crossing to the right. Has her shot rejected by Hips. Here come the Lobos again now with Stewart leading the attack. Goes to the right of the lane, comes back with a left hand off the square to score. 2:41 as Ganado's got to take another timeout, now trailing 29-19. The Lobos have put up 19 points here in the second quarter to take a 10-point edge. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Well, out of the timeout, Gianna White just put up one of the wildest runners you'll ever see. Ganado needed a bucket, and she's able to provide. Now to the right block. Westover tries to go on the attack, turns over the wrong shoulder, and able to get that one off the glass and score it with the answer. She has 4. The lead's again up to 10. Ganado trying to chip this down. If it can go into this locker room down a couple of possessions, it would feel like a victory. McIntosh spinning around at the right angle, eventually steps back and has to skip a pass to the near side. White just put up the circus shot. She gets it right back. James wants to offer a screen to the left. Now Ganado wanted initially to set up a horns play. Instead, she flashes out. James is going to go on the attack. Nobody stepped in. Stopped the basketball. She now has 8 in the second quarter. Get the lead back down to 8. 1:45 to go, and flashing into the passing lane. Now the Hornets are out of position, and there's an extra pass to Denhalter, but she puts it off the side iron. Had a break after James gambled on the pass. Instead, here come the Hornets trying to make it a 5 or 6 point game. Again, James is on the attack, and an offensive foul is called. Stepping in front, Kennedy Stewart. You can hear what Ganado's faithful thinks.
However, she did get legal guarding position. It was a great call.
Stewart there with the help defense after looked like Faith James was going to have another clean break to the rim. Instead, she picks up her second. She's going to stay out there in the final minute and a half with now again to the interior. Kupfer's had a huge second. Can't get that bucket to fall, can't get to the foul line as the rebound is cleared. Ganado still down just 8. Closing moments here of the second quarter. Hancock defending McIntosh closely. Switched there as she wanted to go to the corner, but an unsuspecting Smith watches it. Well, it was deflected out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Hornets. Snowflake's bench, though, is not offering a strong argument, but after making their voices heard, they're going to stick it with Ganado as going baseline right to inbound Smith. Deflected out of bounds and then try to save it back in play, but there's nobody home but Denhalter. Get it out to Hancock, under a minute to go, is on the attack. Hips starts to get toward the painted area, has her shot blocked, and she caught it on the end line. Shantea Smith is removed and replaced by Cheyenne Denetso. Faith James is still out there with 2 personals. That seems gutsy. As now whip it to the near side. Going to catch and shoot early in the shot clock. Walker's long 2 is not good. Rebounds pursued by 3 diving players, and now a foul is eventually called after it looked like Stewart had gained control, and here come the Boo Birds again. The Hornets and their fans.
Their fans are very strong. They're very passionate about this game, but
5 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Still, Denhalter's going to take an early 3. Knock it down. A comfort fit Dentures 3, her second in the game. And now the lead extended out to 11. Shot clock is off. Ganado can hold for the final opportunity. James is going to try to answer. That might be a long 2. That was a 2. Faith James, though, now with 10 second quarter points. Snowflake can hold for the last shot. Both sides just all gas, no breaks as Denhalter wants another from the corner. She's got it down. A comfort fit Dentures 3 in the closing seconds. Now from half court, I don't think they recognize it. The Hornets are not going to get a shot off. Snowflake puts in 2. Ryan Denhalter 3s is going to bookend a Faith James long 2 to give the Lobos a 37-25 advantage. After what was a pretty defensive first quarter, the second quarter, buckets, and more buckets. The Lobos halfway to a date in the championship game. But they got to continue to try to defend two incredibly talented players in the half court. We'll discuss that here as we'll start the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show after this. 37-25 after 2. The Lobos lead at Show Lo Ford's presentation of high school basketball.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Lo Ford. Show Lo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Lo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Lo Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Lo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showloford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-000.
Prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Lo Ford. Show Lo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Lo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Lo Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Lo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showloford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Show Lo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
We have President's Day pricing all month long here at Horn Auto Center. And great deals like this Chevy Silverado with up to $10,850 off and 2.4% APR. Or this Chevy Colorado. All 2024 Colorados have up to $5,100 off and 1.9% APR on approved credit. So come on down to Horn Auto Center, the Chevy GMC Cadillac store that saves you more.
This is iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. So Lobos are in the locker room leading 37-25 in the first quarter. Snowflake turned it over 5 times. It led to 7 Ganado points. I don't know how many turnovers the Lobos had in the second quarter yet. I don't think it was more than 1 or 2. And without those turnovers, the Hornet offense sure did seem to struggle.
Yeah, there wasn't very many turnovers, but Snowflake came out. They were on fire. and they just started dropping those threes, and we talked about that in the early part of the game, that they're going to have to control those outside shots. Now, Denhalter, she was back-to-back on those threes in that far corner.
And at one point, she'd hoisted up a couple of air balls from that same spot. Started going away from that, as you've watched him a lot more than I have, but I sure liked the way that she was playing inside the last time I saw him, especially against Payson, trying to work along the baseline of that zone, started using the dribble drive, couldn't get it freed up that way, but now just watching as her teammates is able to get it to her both on the reversal and inside out. Wide open looks for her. She's now knocked down 3. She's leading all scorers with 10. Wow. She and Faith James, who James had all of her 10 in the second quarter. Interesting looking at the shot distribution, as they're led by James, who has 20 on average, and McIntosh is almost at 18. And in that first quarter, Faith James only took 2 shots. So you can appreciate why they're trying to get her going. But then you look over at McIntosh. She was held scoreless in the second quarter. And it seems as if GANADO's going to keep pace with Snowflake, both of those young ladies got to get it going.
They're going to have to, yeah. And we got a whole other half of basketball. And, I mean, it's anybody's game at this point. So
taking a look here at the Mount Mobile Auto Glass Intent potential player of the game, as McIntosh with 8, Faith James with 10, and even with Denhalter, who has 10 big ones. Nicole Hibbs is not that far behind with 8, but I want to highlight here at halftime, Bryn Kupfer, when it was still a close game, got a bucket from her after GANADO called a timeout. Then she came in with a big steal, another bucket, and a huge rebound. All that happening when it was very close. It's difficult to shine too much attention away from Denhalter and Hibbs, as they've been scoring so much, but Kupfer played huge in what might also be considered at this point the Horn Auto Center drive of the game. Horn Auto Center, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Something that we'll keep an eye on here over the rest of it is it's halftime here in the semifinals. Winner gets Payson or Chin Lee, and thus far it's the Lobos halfway home, 37-25, they're up. This is continuing to be the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
This has been iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Continuing the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. Finish that last thought. I had speculated that Snowflake didn't have more than 2 turnovers in the second quarter. I was right. 1 second quarter turnover. Just 7 points off turnovers after having all 7 in the first quarter for the Hornets, who are right now officially being led by Faith James, who went on a 4-for-6 burst in the second. 8 for Jasa McIntosh, as she had those in the first quarter. Denhalter leading all Snowflake scorers with 10. So we'll start the third quarter after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Huge GANADO crowd trying to will their Hornets to let's go. It just seems like it keeps getting bigger. I would imagine so many of these Chin Lee people that are coming in for the next ball game are probably momentarily sporting Ganado colors. Momentarily.
Well, also take into consideration, too, there are a lot of Chin Lee fans that are in the mix.
Yeah.
So that is also adding to the sound because they're both backing each other up today. So
tipping off the third quarter. When it's time to tip off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You'll pay the lowest tuition in the state, and your hometown school is offering bachelor's degree programs in education and business. As the ball was tipped out of bounds, the Lobos on the defensive side is now Ganado going left to right. Ball is supposed to be inbounded to the far corner, but there was nobody home. So a turnover will give it back to the Lobos. That is the 9th giveaway from the Hornets. And in fact, Snowflake now outscoring Ganado 8-7 in points off turnovers after the Lobos had such a hard time hanging on to the basketball in the first quarter. Again, working it around the zone, extending out to the three-point line where Stewart sends it back to the near corner. Denhalter put it up on the run from 5 out. It's no good. Tipping the rebound around. Cupper can't come away. Instead, it's controlled by McIntosh. Here come the Hornets, down 37-25. McIntosh, 8 points in the first quarter, none since. As she gets inside the arc, going to try a long two. It's off the heel. Rebounds tipped around, taken back up by Smith as she scores it. That's her first deuce. 10-point game now as the Lobos looking for their first bucket. Get it inside, Cupper, right block, circle back out. Wide open three on the way from Hips, but it's short. Denhalter with an offensive rebound off the front lip to score it. Timeout taken as Coach Brogan is a little worked up.
30-second timeout.
We'll let him sort that out. His Lobos lead 12. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Snowflake now has 3 timeouts remaining and a 12-point lead as they're fed to James, who has it poked away from behind. Didn't see who got a hand on that one, but the Lobos fortunate somebody did, because otherwise she had a wide open lane to the bucket. Under 7 minutes to go in the third. James, nice V-cut there to try to get to the interior. Instead, it's got to go back outside. Now Smith trying to back down Kupfer. Kupfer in the starting lineup in place of Renelle West. And thus far, I'd say she's played pretty admirably. As there's a ball fake to the inside again, James down. Instead, McIntosh out to the logo, crosses over to the left, cut off momentarily by Hancock, tries to turn the shoulders. Instead, he hands this to a cutting James, puts it up too short. Rebounds cleared there by Hibbs. Lobos got the basketball and a 12-point lead. As their largest advantage is at 12, but Denhalter wants 15 as she puts it up too short. Wide open look again, but now the rebound is taken away by guess who? Kupfer, though, puts up an air ball. Rebounded again on the left side by Hancock. Kick it out. Kupfer wants a three, but it's wide right. Rebound pulled down by James. None of those looks too close there by the Lobos. Running the floor. Kupfer is able to deflect the pass in transition. Walker can't get a handle on it afterwards, and it's taken away by Denhalter. Denhalter looks like she's wearing Vans as she comes up front to the right side. Quick touch pass back to Kupfer. Might have had her shot blocked, but it's again rebounded inside by Hancock. Right back to Kupfer, who's stripped on the way up, but they're going to say they got some arm. What kind of shoes is Denhalter wearing? She look like she could go skating after this? Is it just me?
Hey, you know what? Whatever makes you run faster.
That's right. Kupfer hits the first. I'm not saying they don't look cool, by the way. It's like,
no, not by any stretch of the imagination. However, back when we played basketball in school, we had high tops. I don't know how there's not any more ankle injuries with these low-cut shoes.
You got to tape them up. And plus, I've read, as the second free throw is not good, that your ankles become significantly stronger if you look fresh. It's scientific.
Huh.
No, that's not scientific. The three-point shots off the front rim and not good. McIntosh pulls down the offensive board. Going to reset back outside with White. McIntosh steps left, starts going to the right, can't back down Hancock, so it's back up top. Now shovel it to the right block. Nice play on the penetration and kick. Smith with the bucket. Is now Snowflake's lead. Trimmed to 11. Denhalter run off the three-point line. Going to try another teardrop. This time it's off the back rim. Rebounds tipped and controlled by the Hornets. James already over the stripe. Goes behind the back to get to the left lane line. Has her shot blocked out of bounds. Nice recovery there by Hips. Westover at the scorer's table. She's going to come replace Kupfer. Lobos have had some clean looks, though, here since that second timeout. They've not been nearly as close as James has the inbounds poked away. Again, the pesky Nicole Hips there. They've turned these two very good scorers in McIntosh and James into, well, they're really not nearly as efficient as I think GANADO needs them to be, but still a pretty tight game as McIntosh is going to settle for a three that was pretty well contested. The rebound is out of bounds. Will stick with GANADO. We just saw Brogan flirt with losing his cool, might be a way of putting it, and allowing a couple of offensive rebounds. They take a peek over at the bench, and he's okay, but maybe it's because he sensed that was going to happen as Stewart takes away the inbound, but hustling from behind. Her shot is rejected in transition by James. Faith James only has one speed. As there's 4:55 to go in the third. Snowflake inbounding now baseline's right side with Hips. Go to the corner on the near side, catch and shoot a three with Stewart. It's up short, rebounds tipped and saved by Stewart on the baseline. Back outside to Hips, who's going to put one up on the run. It's not good. Westover tries to get the rebound, instead controlled by the Hornets. Send it back toward the baseline and McIntosh. And still with plenty of time to get it across the stripe. Do so with White as she crosses over to the left. Down go two players, and it's out of bounds. The Hornet fans right now curious how there isn't a foul called, as GANADO takes a timeout just to try to make sure everybody's going to maintain their composure. 4:31 to go in the third. Hornets trail 40-29 as this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Where are we at? We're halfway through the
4:31 to go here in the third. 40-29, Snowflake with the lead. GANADO now has 3 timeouts remaining as it's on the defensive end, extending to the 2-3 zone well outside the arc, forcing Stewart to pick up her dribble. Saves it out in front of the Lobo bench to Hancock. Try to force this one out to Hips, but it was deflected momentarily. Hips gets it on the roll, puts it up with the right hand from the left side. Can't get the finish. And now Westover with the offensive rebound. And is tied up. Will keep it with the Lobos. 35 seconds on the clock. Denetso will check in to replace Smith. As back to the baseline's right side, Hips looking to inbound, try to get to Denhalter. She had set a little bit of an interior screen to allow that one to get inbounded to Stewart, but her runner's going to be short. Lobos haven't scored in a little bit, but GANADO equally struggling on the offensive end as James goes again behind the back to get to the foul line, and I believe she traveled. There's the whistle. Hornets with still quite a bit of time, but can't afford to fall into some sort of funk and also compound that with turnovers, trailing 11. But right now the defense has picked it up. The Snowflake likewise having a hard time finding the hole, as there's a nice break to the basket for Westover, but better defense, though. She's able to muscle the shot up and get it up and good over White. 6 points for Westover, gets the lead back out to 13, 3:33 to go in the third. Make a wish. Is there McIntosh attacks to the baseline, get it back to the trailing James. That's a tough shot off the side rim, and the rebound's pulled down by Stewart. She's going to outrun 3 Hornets and eventually get it up front to Denhalter, who's able to allow that pesky Faith James to run by as she puts that off the glass. The Lobos get a transition bucket and force the Hornets to take another timeout. Now with 3:15 to go in the third, Denhalter with 14 and a 15-point edge for Snowflake. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
3:15 to go in the third. Hornets will have but 2 timeouts remaining. Trailing 15 as the ball is inbounded to White. She's going to come into the front court's right side before she goes behind the back, trying to go back in that direction. Dribbles poked away from behind by Hancock. Snowflake starting to sense it, I think. Really turning up the pressure on the half-court defense. As the ball is inbounded back toward the midcourt line, and James approaching the three-point stripe as it's poked away and out of bounds off of her leg. Lobos, I think, are sensing it. Starting to take a couple more chances with some quick hands, and they're forcing the turnover. Now can get their largest lead as a dangerous pass. Finds Denhalter in the corner in the near side. Now she picks up her dribble. She is in a world of hurt, spinning around, trying to find somebody to drop it off to. Eventually gets it out to Hips, but then she loses the basketball on the entry. Stolen away to McIntosh. Lobos turn it over. 2:45 to go in the third. They still lead 15 as McIntosh steps back, going to try a three. It's not good, short. Rebounds pulled down by Westover. Snowflake now with Westover leading the break. Eventually poked away by James. That was daring as she gets it back out to Hancock. Now playing catch with Hips. Hips toward the midcourt line. Goes to the corner near side Denhalter. Now entered it inside Westover. Trying to step between 2 defenders, including some help from Donetso. Eventually a foul is called on White. That is her third. Second team foul here. 2:20 to go in the third quarter, so Snowflake will put 35 back on the clock and inbound. Baseline right. Hips again with the honors as she comes to the corner near side. Catch and shoot three. Stewart's got it down. A comfort fit Dentures three. First time that the Lobos strike from deep here in the third. Get the lead out to 18, 2:10 to go in the third quarter. And now nearly losing the basketball, but eventually saving that to McIntosh, who posted up against Hancock. We're going to circle back out, try to go one-on-one. Picks up the dribble in the corner, now needs somebody to come help her out. Forces a pass that's eventually controlled by Walker as she is up and down at the angle. Now inside, nice no-look pass to the cutting James and a late whistle. That's the right call. The Snowflake fans probably a little frustrated, but that's the right call. Technical director Mel West.
We've got to get him into a set of stripes. He's doing pretty good over here on the side. So
James is pretty crafty with the basketball, but man, you cannot give her an inch. As she is always on the move without it. As she's at the charity stripe right now and has the first one up and good. That's her first point in the third quarter. Compounding that problem, Jason McIntosh is yet to score. We talked about how at halftime, if Ganado's going to keep it close, they're going to have to get both of those ladies going at the same time, and neither thus far is doing it. One more coming for James, as that's off the heel. Rebounds pulled down by Ballard, who just checked back in. Now she's going to go on the attack, far sideline. Pass it off inside the arc to Hancock. Try to go back to Ballard. Mishandles the pass, and now she's surrounded, but eventually able to save it back outside Hancock. She goes on the attack. Foul stops play as it'll go against Cheyenne Donetso.
Her first 13
That was in the act of shooting. So Hancock going to the free throw line, looking to get the lead back out to 17 or 18, I beg your pardon, as she hits it off the front rim and scores it. Biggest difference between these two are just the volume of shooters and scorers that Snowflake has available. When Ganado has a hard time getting somebody besides James or McIntosh going, the Lobos have many options as the free throw's not good, but the rebound was momentarily had by Ballard. It's going to be forced out and reclaimed by James. She's already in the front court's right side, gets inside the arc, trying to go through the paint. Pass was deflected, but Walker momentarily had her hands on it. Instead, it's taken away by Denhalter. Up front, Stewart goes to the corner and Kupfer. Fake a pass, now attacking the baseline. Pull up from 5 out, but it's too strong. And now trying to get the offensive rebound. And eventually a foul is called. Kupfer getting a little bit of encouragement, we'll call it, with 1:11 left here in the third. 48-30, your team's leading. Winner will have Payson or Chin Lee, as Smith comes up to the three-point line where she eventually gives way. Janiah White trying to get this one to the baseline, and McIntosh, she has to slip back out there and then find Smith on the cut, puts it up off the block. It's too strong. Kupfer outfights a couple of Hornets for the rebound, now trying to get out in transition, but loses the basketball, taken away instead by Walker. She goes inside to a cutting James, who's going to go on the attack, knocked down by a couple of different Lobos, as a foul is going to be called on Hancock. It's just her first and only the third team foul, but James was in the act of shooting, so she's back at the charity stripe where she was recently 1 of 2, hits the first.
You know, Hancock was trying to get in there. She was trying to get her legal guarding position and possibly getting a charge, but she just wasn't there quick enough to get set up.
One more coming here for James, as she's got them both. Just 7 points here in the third quarter for Ganado. So Lobos haven't been nearly as hot as their 25-point second. Picking up the dribble in traffic, Stewart able to get it to Hancock. She goes to the right side, eventually feed it out to Ballard. 3 is on the way, but off the side rim. Denhalter with the offensive rebound, trying to force her way through 2 Hornets, but traveled in so doing. Shot clock's off with 27.7. Again, get a bucket here, the Hornets. Only down 13 with these 2 scorers. Ball game's far from over as James now turns the corner, goes on the attack, puts it over the rim. It's not good. Westover clears it. Now trying to get it up front for Denhalter, but it's instead knocked away from behind by James. Quick pass going toward the left block. Smith has to spin out the block and score that one to make it a 14-point game. Lobos with 4 seconds as they're cutting off at the mid-court line, knocked away from Stewart, and a foul is called with half a second left, but that's only the 4th team foul.
And here comes the booth. It was a great call. It was a great call from the furthest official over. The official closest to us, he was definitely straight line. But it was the right call. It really was the right call.
Ball was deflected away on the inbound, but again, only half a second left. 14-point game. There's lots of firepower out there for the Hornets, so they're going to have to start making it strike here in a hurry as we're going into the final period. Snowflake with the advantage, 48-34. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Starting up the final period here, Ganado trailing Snowflake as it's deflected by the intended receiver. Denhalter is going to take it end to end. When you start your education at Northland Pioneer College, it's going to be much cleaner than that inbound, as they offer bachelor's degree programs in education and business, as Denhalter has another steal, but this time can't hit it in transition, though on the trail. Stewart's got the offensive rebound. 50-34, a 16-point game and a disastrous start. Is there a runner and floater from the foul line? It's not good. Clearing the rebound momentarily is Smith. But 2 turnovers here. Oh boy, and a big screen and no communication in the back court. Now kick it out. Smith's going to try a 3-pointer that's up and good. A comfort fit Dentures 3. The Hornets need much more of that, as this has been an incredibly eventful 45 seconds. As it's now thrown between 2 Lobos. Kupfer's able to come away with it. Go to the right of the lane, try to get it right back to her, but it's deflected out of bounds. We'll stay with Snowflake. I think right now this is playing at a pace Ganado is comfortable with, especially trying to come back from a 16-point deficit. The Lobos need to slow things down with the big lead. As it's inbounded to Denhalter. She can't hit it with a left. Now it's off the side of the backboard. Hips on the putback's no good, and a foul on the third effort is going to send Kupfer to the free throw line. But as I was just saying, the Lobos need to be cool. They said no. Snowflake will take a timeout. Be anxious to know if Coach Brogan's saying, be cool.
I think that's what he's going to say at this point.
50-37, his team leads a minute into the fourth. It's Show Love Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
We have President's Day pricing all month long here at Horn Center. And great deals like this Chevy Silverado with up to $10,850 off and 2.4% APR. Or this Chevy Colorado. All 2024 Colorados have up to $5,100 off and 1.9% APR on approved credit. So come on down to Horn Auto Center, the Chevy GMC Cadillac store that saves you more.
.658 to play in the semifinal matchup. Winner's going to get the winner of Payson and Chin Lee. What are you seeing, though?
Okay, so just right before we went to break, you know, Rogan is probably telling Snowflake, hey, just take a big deep breath, relax. And I'm looking at Ganado, and Ganado's starting to, they're in a panic, they're in a rush, and they're making some silly mistakes. And that's what's going to cost them. So they're going to have to calm down and also, as well, take a deep breath, and they can get back into this thing. This thing is far from over.
Oh, yeah. No, especially, again, 13 points from Faith James. Jason McIntosh, thus far scoreless since the first quarter, is right now controlling the dribble. Gianna White comes from the left to the right side. Another big screen as it's out of bounds and last touched by White, the second time that she has committed an unforced error. She lost the inbound to start the quarter. Denhalter took it away from her after a deflection. It almost looked as if White was trying to deflect the inbound. Oh, and a dangerous pass to try to start the offense. James can't complete the steal. Get it right back. Kupfer now trying to go one-on-one in the post. Turnaround 5-foot jumpers up and good. Kupfer with 7. 6.5 to go, and it's again a 16-point advantage here for the Lobos. Handed off McIntosh, scoreless since the first. Move from the right to the left and stop at the top of the key. Screen sends her to the right side. She's able to get an initial step around Stewart. Now going to force up a jumper on the baseline. It's not good. Putback is blocked. Kupfer there with the block and rebound. Oh, and now tipping it to herself and maybe flirting with a traveling violation, but saving it. Hips finds Stewart. Kupfer can't get it through the paint. Second effort's no good. Try to kick it back outside, but the pass is intercepted by Smith. James, 1-on-2 as she's going with the Euro to the left. With the right hand, she can't finish. Rebound's pulled down by Stewart. 5:50 to go. Time beginning to become a bit of a factor. 53-37. The Lobos have Stewart on the run. Bit of an air ball, but it's saved back in play to Kupfer, who goes around the rim twice and scores. 5 points in the fourth for Kupfer, and her team has its largest lead at 18.
You know, Derek, everybody's rushing at this point. Ganado's rushing to get the ball in so they can get some scores. Snowflake's rushing to get it back, and it's just the momentum has just not
Gianna White just missed a bunny, and then Hips dribbled it off her foot. Now James is again trying to attack two defenders who are back in transition. It's going to be rebounded by Stewart. She gets inside the arc. Kupfer has her 18-footer blocked. Oh boy, this is physical now. McIntosh and Shaylee Walker. You can go with either one. They're going to go with Walker. And again, the Hornet faithful. Westover will come back out for Kupfer. And checking out for Ganado, Gianna White. As Hips inbounds near the Snowflake bench, her team leads 55-37, 5:01 to go in the semifinals. Back out to the center circle, where it's momentarily had by Stewart. Back over to Hips, who goes to the corner. Three is on the way from Hancock. It's an air ball. McIntosh now gets to the three-point line at the angle. Backs it out, picks up the dribble, is being crowded by the handoff. Top of the key, three is up from McIntosh. It's off the glass and rim, no good. Long rebounds pulled down by Hips. Two defenders are back, but she's going to settle into a mid-range jumper that rattles out. Rebound cleared by Sosi. Ganado with time if it can start to get buckets, but it's down big right now. James is going to take an early three. Oh, it was contested and it's good. Comfort Fit Denture three makes it 55-40, and a quick timeout called by Ganado's bench, trailing 15 with 4:19 to go. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Snowflake able to break some pressure. Clock approaching 4 minutes to play as the Lobos have it in the front court, leading 15, and now timeout taken by Brogan, who's again showing signs of frustration. He'll have 2 more remaining after this. 4:04, 21 seconds on the clock, 15-point edge. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
4:04 left. Snowflake will have but 1 timeout, as Brogan right now at the scorer's table making sure of that. Both sides just 1 timeout. Snowflake 4 fouls to give as it's yet been whistled. Ganado's only been whistled twice, as it's been a very physical though fairly called game. And with that having been said, it does seem as if it's advantage Snowflake. Got a little bit more strength, we'll call it.
At this point, but Ganado is playing a little bit harder, a little bit faster because, you know, time is of the essence at this point.
Nice cut to get that in the backcourt. Stewart hands it off. Denhalter, who's on the attack, stepped through with the left hand. She just put it up a little short. Nice move to the rim, though, as the rebound's pulled down by James. Tried to force a pass to the interior. It was deflected, but nobody on the inside saw it for Snowflake, so it eventually rolls out to McIntosh. 3:43 to go. 15-point deficit as she steps to the left. Ball fake, tries a 3. It's off the side rim and won't bounce. Rebound pulled down by Hips. She has given herself some James and now wrestled free. The newly entered Mia Jesus is able to take that one. Give it away to McIntosh. Thought about stepping back. Instead, she's going to reset. Jesus, step left, come right, and then fire a pass behind McIntosh.
That's right.
3:14 left. And a costly turnover after a takeaway from Ganado. Hancock right now in communication with Hibbs as the Lobos are going to line up between the rings. Denhalter's up front. Westover just checked in. She's on the caboose. Jesus stepping away as it'll go into the back court and Hancock. Quick pass over to the left angle. Hibbs. One bounce to the inside, nothing there. Pass is deflected and stolen away. James to the left side. Back to the paint, but there's a hustling Denhalter there to steal it right back. Under 3 minutes to play, another costly turnover after a takeaway for the Hornets. Hancock able to get by James. Bounces this one toward the left wing. Now to the corner. Denhalter wants to go along the baseline. Nice Euro. She gets upended by Smith. They're letting them play. No good on the shot. Loose ball now up front with McIntosh as she uses a screen to go right to left, off the glass and off the front lip to score. That's her first point since the first quarter. Gets the lead down to 13, but 2.5 minutes left. 5 seconds for Snowflake to get it over the stripe. Through seconds, and just in the nick of time, go off to the right of the lane. Westover, who's going to wisely circle back out and set up some half-court offense. Still lots of time to shoot, and Snowflake with a 13-point lead as Hibbs hesitates to get to the baseline. She might have lost her pivot foot after a nice closeout there by White. Letting them play as it comes to the front court's right side. McIntosh again hesitates, gets to the baseline, trying to spin back after she posts up Hancock. Splits two defenders high off the glass. She scores it.
What an amazing shot. That was an amazing shot.
Official timeout as McIntosh fell down as she was putting that in, and she's not yet up. I think she's just cramping. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report as she's now walking under her own power. We got a trainer, I believe he said he's from Greenway High School, and he's come over to try to make sure that McIntosh, who's been held scoreless since the first quarter and is now going to be forced to come out of the game, as she's going to go to the end of the bench, and it looks as if they're taking a look over her left knee, just making sure she can stretch it. Maybe that's just to try to get a cramp out of there. Hopefully she's just cramping up. With 1 minute and 49 seconds left, her team is down 11. She scored the last 4. Everybody in the backcourt save Shantea Smith, as this is going to go between the circles, try to get it to Denhalter. Instead, it'll be intercepted by Smith. 1 minute and 45 seconds left as it goes up front now, up and down with Danette. They gotta hurry as there's a step back 18-foot jumper that's blocked by Hibbs. She's got the loose ball. She's got Denhalter in front, but instead she's just trying to keep Danette away from it. Eventually rotated. Denhalter with 90 seconds left comes to a jump stop. Kick it back up top. Hancock send it off to the right side where Hibbs goes right after 2 defenders and scores it. Hibbs with her first bucket in the second half, and that might be the dagger. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. It's a 13-point game, and now the ball is poked away from behind by Danetzo as down goes Denhalter. I'm going to say she was traveling. They've been letting them play. They've been letting them play for 31 minutes. I say let them play for 32. Snowflake fans are none too happy about that, but
they were not.
Ball will be inbounded by Smith. McIntosh still on the bench as it's inbounded outside. White goes on the attack, might have had her shot blocked. Ball still free. Westover is on the deck, and now a jump ball will give it back to the Lobos. Snowflake with possession, 1 minute and 1 second left and 13-point lead. Ganado still going without McIntosh. This ball's inbounded to Westover. Play and catch. Now get it to the middle, and Hibbs fans out to the right side. Ganado, if it wants to start trying to extend, needs to start committing fouls sooner, but it doesn't look as if that's in the playbook. His Hips is going to go on the attack, and instead, the worst possible outcome. Hips with the runner and one opportunity. As I had suggested, her last bucket was the dagger, and if that was not it, surely that may be. Good to see McIntosh coming off the sideline now.
You know, Derek, I'm just taking a quick look in the gander of what's going on around inside this arena, and it is just crazy full in here. It is just,
oh yeah,
the fans are just, it's crazy full.
I would estimate there's, say, 5,000 people here.
Easily.
3-point play for Hips. 60-44, 40 seconds left, is on the attack. Bob loses it out of bounds, and it'll go to the Lobos. 35 seconds on the shot clock, 3 seconds separate the shot and game clocks. Snowflake has not once yet shown a willingness to try to use any of that as it's dribbling into all sorts of traffic. Hips is able to handle it. Westover in front of the Lobo bench. Now they're going to back away. Don't even need to get a shot up here to the Lobos. Stewart dribbles to the center circle, gives way to Hancock. Westover now controlling it with the bounce. Hancock to the corner, and Hips is grabbed. That should be the 4th team foul on Ganado, so 9.5 seconds left. That is the 4th, but 9.5 seconds to go. The Lobos have a date with either Payson or Chin Lee. Hips looking to inbound, get it to Denhalter. Just don't put a shot up, why not? Hips with the rebound. She's surrounded by Hornets. 4 seconds now as it's out of bounds and will be Snowflake basketball. Denhalter leading all scorers. She and James have 16. As the ball is inbounded to the outside, just going to hang on to it. And the buzzer sounds. The Lobos will be playing for some hardware tomorrow. Either Payson, a familiar foe, or Chin Lee. As we'll start wrapping it up after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware and get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices in many shapes, styles, and colors. Glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Okay, Lobos win 60-44 as we are joined by Taylor Hancock first, as you're having to dribble through all sorts of pretty intense defensive pressure. How tough was that Ganado defense?
It was really good, but we just knew we had to stay under control. I think that's how we won the game. We just played under control.
What was Coach Brogan's message to you when it seemed like you might be losing control?
He just said it's basketball no matter where you play. Don't let anyone get to you.
How about the top of that zone, especially with Faith James and Jason McIntosh? What were they doing to disrupt, and how did you play through that?
They were just playing the passing lanes, so it was really hard to get our plays going and our like just our passes in, so we just had to dribble a lot more than we were used to.
You had to play without Rennell West, but Kupfer seemed like she really rose up and rose to the occasion, we could say. What was she doing to help you out?
Yeah, she was getting a lot of rebounds. She was getting fast breaks. I mean, that's what we needed, those rebounds and those few shots to just push us over the edge.
So what are you looking for now?
The state championship.
Do you have a preference?
What do you mean?
Would you rather see Payson again? Or would you like to get some Chinley?
I kind of want some payback on Chinley from the first of the season, so we'll see how that is.
All right. That's Taylor Hancock as we're going to hand it off now. Raya Denhalter, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. As Denhalter is going to come over. Denhalter with 16 points, so that's unofficial right now. Had a huge second quarter with 10, but it was still a relatively close game. You started so much of the offense in the corner there. What were you seeing when they were able to get the ball to you?
I don't know. I think it was just like me being ready, being confident in my shot, which I've actually been practicing a ton from the three-point line, because I knew there's going to be times like these where they're going to underestimate me being able to shoot. So I think that practicing threes and being confident in shooting helped me a ton today.
You felt like they were underestimating your three-pointer?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't shot a ton of threes this year. I don't even know, probably like 5 to 10 threes this whole season. So I don't know, but I've been practicing them a ton. We've been shooting a lot at practice, so I was like, I'm just gonna let them fly, and it worked.
And yeah, you were doing it with all sorts of confidence, without any hesitation. But to your credit, you hit one in the first quarter, then watched a couple of them sail a little bit long, and you went away from it, started attacking along the baseline. What opportunities did you see there?
Yeah, I think after I made one, they started coming out a little more, so I think I was able to drive, and then I kept missing a bunch of floaters, so I was just like, hey, I made a three, I'm just going to go back to that, and I think it worked a lot.
You averaged 7 rebounds on the year, and you're playing this one without West. Did you feel like you had an even greater responsibility to try to get some rebounds, and if so, how did you pursue them?
Yeah, super hard without Rennell. She's a big part of our team, and I think our whole team felt that tonight, but I think everyone was able to step up and everyone was able to do their part and get rebounds.
I've been trying to get this going, and nobody wants to join me with it, but I think Snowflake should start calling itself Title Town. If you guys get one tomorrow, will you help me out?
Yeah, I'll help you out.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, and by the way, Denhalter, you are going to be, I'll just end the suspense, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint Player of the Game. Big on the glass, 16 big points, knocked down some threes to get the separation. Congratulations on the win, and go get it tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was right. Denhalter as our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint Player of the Game. Tell Brogan to come out here. Thank you. We're going to try to get Mike Brogan out here as well, as his team wins 60-44. We'll start taking a look at everything else after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Snowflake advances to the championship game with a 60-44 win over GANADO, as we're joined by head coach Mike Brogan. And you called a timeout early in the third quarter, and you looked a little amped up. What was the manner of bee in your bonnet?
Well, we gave up an uncontested rebound put back, and we had all the momentum, and I just wanted to reiterate to our young ladies the importance of urgency at that point.
So that's so interesting, because we were noticing that you were kind of going after Stewart. And is that a reflection of the rebounding obligation from all 5 without West out there, or is that just what you expect from your guards?
Yeah, it was, and we worked on that all week and talked about it all week, that we had to get our guards in, because without West out there, you know, she is the reason we're a good rebounding squad. And so when we lost her, rebounding was a big focus for us tonight. But then it was Kennedy who, that was much more of bark than it was really bite. It was just, hey, we got to go. This is your senior year. You know, we got to have everything you got. We can't give them easy hoops because of our lack of effort. The real purpose of the timeout, though, was the first possession down. we ran the wrong coverage on the ball screen. We ran a drop coverage when we were supposed to be stepping up, and I really wanted to actually get to the player who didn't rotate that correctly.
Okay.
And so that was, like I said, it was much more bark than bite.
So you didn't want to drop, especially against the attacking Faith James.
Yeah, not against James. She's such a good three-point shooter.
Okay.
She's about a 35 or 38% three-point shooter, which our level is pretty good. And so we had one girl who the screener is supposed to come out and challenge, and then we're supposed to slide in from the backside to help.
Okay.
So
let's talk about the offensive side, where you had a rash of turnovers, especially at the start of the game. 5 first-quarter turnovers led to 7 Ganado points. What was leading to those turnovers, and what made it stop?
Nerves. we talked about that at half, and we said it felt like the start of that game. It felt like the venue was a little bigger than we were, and the crowd and things like that. And then we kind of got that ship righted about 3 minutes into it. Fully it was nerves. I think we went to half with 8 turnovers, so
yeah,
we kind of got that ship right.
No, 6. Only 1 second quarter turnover.
Yeah, and so I think it was nerves and just we firmly believed we had a good chance to win tonight if we could take care of the basketball and rebound the basketball.
They zoned you up the whole game.
Yeah.
And you had 7 of 19 from three-point range, but didn't rely on that, still using all sorts of dribble penetration to get it inside. It seems as if that says an awful lot about your ball handlers, that they're able to attack a zone that way.
Yeah, they did a really good job, and that was kind of our focal as well. We expected to get zone. We were expecting a little more 2-3 than that 1-2-2. 1-2-2 kind of is a little better for us because we're able to play much more inside out against that, and we're able to drive those seams. And so I thought our offensive execution was pretty good. Wish we'd have shot the ball a little bit better, but
But to that end, though,
we still scored 60.
Playing without West, out-rebound him 54-35. Volume shooting numbers, 75 attempts for Snowflake, just 52 for Ganado, and that's without arguably your best rebounder.
Yeah, to win the turnover margin by 4, win the rebounding margin by about 20, and to get 20 more shots, it's hard to lose.
Well, let's put your old hat back on here, your off-season hat,
yes,
and help us with the Deemer's Glass Woman of the Game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASS-MAN. Your team out-rebounds by 20, but who did you think did best?
Oh my gosh, we had 4 girls with 8, 1 with 6, 2 with 5. I mean, that's a team effort across the board. I thought Bryn Kupfer did a really good job on some contested rebounds, a lot of 1-on-2s, 1-on-3s sometimes, and she really hit the offensive glass well as well. So if I had to pick one, a true team effort tonight, but I think Bryn stands out a little bit.
Kupfer gave you 14 minutes, West over 15. The two combined to replace West good enough, or how do you read that?
I do, because we did get some post touches. I thought they were really good with their decision making, when to attack, when to kick the ball out. We still need to get the ball in there just so our guards have some room to operate, and so I'm happy with that. Yeah, good enough.
So those two, especially Kupfer, the Deemer's Glass Woman of the Game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASS-MAN. Last conversation here as you're getting ready to see who you got tomorrow. What are you expecting from this next matchup, and maybe what are you hoping for?
We lost to Chinley. We'd like to. They're the only team on our schedule that we've lost to that we haven't got to get a chance to get that loss back. So the competitor in me wants to get Chinley back. I'm a good friend with the Payson coach, Coach Davis, though, so would love to see him be able to get through as well. So I'm kind of torn on that.
I thought the old adage was you don't want to play your friends.
Well, not for me. I don't care. I don't mind talking a little smack and getting some smack talk to me. So playing friends is all right to me, because we'll definitely have a chat about it down the road.
Well, good luck tomorrow, and
appreciate it.
Bring it home.
Thank you.
Bring it home.
Appreciate it.
That was Coach Mike Brogan talking about his team's 60-44 win. We'll start wrapping things up after this. Or keep going? Let's just keep going. As we'll put the headset back on Randall. As we took care of the Deemer's Glass Woman of the Game, and also unveiled the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint Player of the Game. That was Denhalter for her valiant 16.6 rebounds, 7 steals. That one snuck by me.
Wow.
7 steals.
Wow. Go ahead, sir.
No. That's. I mean, she stuffed the stat sheet. The shooting number's probably not quite where she liked it, but as she told us, she's feeling like she's being dared to shoot, taking some shots that she's not necessarily frequently putting in the repertoire. But even still, 3 of 6. And I think that the way that that's from 3-point range, but the way she was attacking the baseline was softening up that zone an awful lot and allowing a lot of her teammates to start to find some stuff, especially looking at 28 offensive rebounds.
Wow, 28 offensive. That's amazing. Those are good numbers.
Yeah.
Good stats.
28 offensive rebounds, outscoring Ganado 19-4 second chance points. We emphasized how the Hornets had 7 points off turnovers in the first quarter, only 4 over the next 3. That's despite an additional 13 Snowflake turnovers, especially 12 in the second half. So the Lobos able to get back defensively, even after some miscues, able to pick up after losing West. And, man, that was a big one.
It was. The team came together. Even they were being a man down, the team came together. They pulled off the win, the victory, and they're going to go on to the next step tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow will be Payson or Chin Lee. As we got one more thing to talk about, the Horn Auto Center drive of the game. Looking at that second quarter, the Lobos outscore Ganado 25-12, and in that second quarter, wind up going, but 4 for 7. 4 for 7 from 3-point range, 10 for 25 overall. Snowflake had 25 shots in the second quarter. Ganado had twice that overall.
Holy cow.
Volume. 10 for 25 in the second quarter, and that's when they get the gap that they're going to ride all the way to the state championship game. That's the Horn Auto Center drive of the game, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. As Snowflake wins 60-44. Give us a final thought.
My final thought is the Lobos are pumped. They're firing on all cylinders right now, Derek. They really are. Obviously, they don't want to let their guard down. They want to make sure that they're ready to see whether it's Payson or Chin Lee. I kind of have my feelings of who that might be, but I'm going to keep those to myself until after tonight's game, and we'll see who actually goes to 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, for the most part, Snowflake's firing on all cylinders, and I think whoever faces them at 1:30 tomorrow, it's going to be tough for them. I don't think it's going to just be handed.
Are you on the call for that one?
Am I what?
Are you on the call? Oh
yeah, I'm actually going to come down and talk with Aaron.
Oh, he's coming down. Hewitt's just coming down too.
Huey's coming down.
All right. Well, I vouch for you both.
No, that's
last call here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum, 60-44. The Lobos win and advance to the state championship game. As we thank you all for spending some of your Friday night with us. For technical director Mel West and Randall, I'm Derek, and we are out of here until tomorrow. Be happy and safe.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 KNKI Pinetop and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.